It's just something funny. Last time I ever heard one agent mention, as long as you buy. Hello everyone, welcome back to part 3 and the final part of my 2026 new launch review. We are now moving away from the OCR and into the RCR and CCR projects. And I just want to be upfront from the start. This is where expectations and reality often don't match. Some of these launches will look very amazing on paper, but when the pricing comes out, that's where reality hits. And in this video, I'll show you exactly which launches actually make sense and which ones look good on paper but need to be approached very carefully. And so if you are feeling overwhelmed by the sheer number of launches this year, this video is actually for you. And before we continue, I've actually put together a summary PDF comparing all the 2026 new launches with the pros and cons. And if you want it, just simply fill up the Google form in the description box below or just WhatsApp me. I'll send it over to you. Anyway, quick one, YouTube stats show that most of you watching are not subscribed. Content is free, I don't gatekeep. And all these setup like the camera over here, the lighting, and of course the sound, even the editing, down to the YouTube thumbnail, all done by me. And if you find this useful, do me a favor, like, subscribe, help the algorithm show this to more like-minded people like yourself. Okay, let's go. The first one in the RCR and CCR region definitely won't excite the flippers out there, but long-term own-stay buyers do hear me out. We have Media Circle Parcel A in the One North Precinct, now officially called Hudson Place. This is a 327-unit development, jointly developed by Qingjian Realty and 4C. Same developer as Bloomsbury, which is a nearby development, currently almost 80% sold at an average of around 2,500 PSF. Expected average pricing for Hudson Place should come up to around this range as well. This will be a low-density development with public bus to One North MRT. However, it is not within walking distance to MRT. We only have Newtown Primary within 1 kilometer. Is it one of the better primary schools? I leave it up to you to decide. However, the big story here is the transformation. The URA master plan is actually reshaping the Dover Medway or the One North area. And I think this area will definitely see some good transformation, which is currently severely lacking in this area. But let me be clear, this is not a 4 to 5 year holding period flip. This is a longer term play. And coupled with the limited supply in the One North area, this should support pricing and your rental demand. Pricing wise should look attractive when compared to some of the OCR launches this year, which should give you very strong downside protection. This is an RCR plot, and the likes of your Lakeside, Bayshore, which are in the OCR area, are already higher than this plot. Also, there are 2 more plots of land on the reserve list, below left and right in orange over here from the URA map, which when launched, yes, will increase competition, but historically, new launches tend to pull up prices altogether. Next up, we probably have the hottest new launch this year, and it is none other than Thomson View. This is a mega development with about 1,240 units. As with most mega development, it will come with the benefits such as the full suite and variety of facilities, better landscaping, and lower maintenance fees. Jointly developed by UOL, Singapore Land, and Capital Land, expected average PSF around 2,800 PSF, launching sometime in Q3 2026. Location-wise, honestly, very hard to fault. Right next to Upper Thomson MRT, opposite Thomson Plaza that has a good mix of retail shops and fair price finest. Also surrounded by the cheap coffee shops and cafes nearby. And also close to nature like MacRitchie, within 1 click of Aitong School, which will attract families with kids, which definitely will help in your exit strategy next time. This one definitely checks all the boxes out there. Anyway, the draft site plan is already out. If you would like a copy before the rest, just drop me a text. Happy to share it over with you. And this is definitely the launch you don't want to miss, and I will definitely do a deep dive review on this when more information is out. Anyway, I digress a bit first. I'm a property agent. I don't charge any consultation fee. And the reason I'm saying this is because I do get quite a number of WhatsApp messages from viewers out there asking if I charge. I say first, I don't. Not now, probably never will. And a lot of times these people come in and tell me they have a friend agent to support but need my second opinion and willing to pay me a small fee for my advice. No, I don't do that. I don't charge. I'm very happy for a one-to-one consult, and all I ask for is that if you see the value I bring to the table, and decide to pull the trigger eventually, do go through me lah, so I can see through the end-to-end process for you in your property journey. Because no matter how comprehensive the consultation is, buying a new launch has a lot of unknowns on there. There are just too many moving parts on launch day. Prices are only released on the actual day itself. The premiums will vary by your stack, your facing, the level, and I want to be queuing next to you, giving you advice along the way. So experience on new launches is what I bring to the table. So usually I will prepare something like this, what is my launch day game plan, and in it I will guide you on what is the stack selection, which level to enter, and the price analysis to prep all my clients and not to be swayed by any form of FOMOness on the actual launch day. So if you want to be well prepared before the launch and you want an agent with new launch experience and good grasp of the numbers, just give me a call lah. Next, we are moving to CCR properties. And to me, CCR is finally making a comeback. But the catch here is, of course, that not all CCR properties perform the same. And the key here is to be selective. And why CCR is making a comeback, if you want to understand better, you can watch one of my previous videos over here. Now, moving on, by now, Newport Residences would have launched. I recall they were supposed to launch in April 2023, but plans were pushed back when the government hiked ABSD, especially for foreigners from 30% to 60%. Finally launched after almost 3 years. But let's quickly run through the project attributes first. This is the redevelopment of the former Fuji Xerox building along Anson Road. Developed by CDL, comes with 246 units. Pricing starting from 3,000 PSF, but of course, these are just starting from prices, right? For the 4-bedder, starting from 8.28 million, 4,000 PSF. Walking distance to both Prince Edward and Tanjong Pagar MRT. So connectivity-wise, quite excellent. It is also surrounded by office buildings. Some of you might not like it, but I know quite a number likes to just wake up a bit later, avoid the morning peak traffic, and just, stroll to office. And that is why I always say buying pattern is not homogeneous. You don't like it, doesn't mean everyone else don't like it, right? And in terms of upside potential, if you believe in the Greater Southern Waterfront, all the best now, it is going to take quite some time to materialize. And historically, resale performance is somewhat weak in this area. And that said, freehold development in this area is very rare. So it gives you a bit of scarcity premium. And how much is a fair premium? I leave it up to you to decide, especially when the 99-year resale surrounding it are transacting only slightly north of 2,000 PSF. Now, we move on to River Modern, and with River Green, Promenade Peak, and Zion Grand launching in the same vicinity last year, will River Valley be oversupplied? River Modern will be the 4th launch here in a short period of time. Developed by Guaco Land with 455 units, this will be a mixed-use development with some retail shops downstairs. This is a super prime area with sheltered access to MRT and Great Wall City Mall with supermarket and shopping options. Zion Food Center nearby, with relatively good primary school within 1 kilometer. Honestly, I don't know what is there not to like about this location lah. On paper, definitely the best plot here because this is the only plot that has direct Singapore River and the Kim Seng Park view. You definitely can and in fact should visit the previous moderns like your Midtown Modern and the newly TOP Lentor Modern to get a better sensing of Guaco's build quality. Honestly, nothing to complain on. This plot likely to be the most expensive among the recent launches, but for buyers who value the location, river facing, and Guaco build quality, there will definitely be demand out there. In terms of the USP, very similar to the previous River Valley and Zion plots, there are still good units left at River Green, Promenade Peak, and Zion Grand. You can actually watch my previous YouTube reviews of them for more information. And once the site plan and floor plans for River Modern is out, I will do a side-by-side comparison amongst this plot to try to find gaps so you will know which one are the layouts to go for and which ones to actually avoid. Next, we have one at Dunearn Road, 380 units developed by Frasers, Sekisui, and CSC Land, expected to launch around 3,100 PSF. And the 6th Avenue MRT and the upcoming Turf City MRT on the Cross Island line are just within a 10 minutes walk. So 2 MRT stations, pretty decent location over here. You also get the super popular school, Methodist Girls School, within 1 kilometer, which is a huge plus. However, no immediate amenities nearby except for Guthrie House, which has a good size cold storage and some cafes over there. And this site is going to be the first private residential plot launched for sale in the future Bukit Timah Turf City Housing Precinct. And given the limited supply in terms of the newer developments that is within 1 kilometer of MGS, and you get the first mover advantage in terms of the Turf City redevelopment, which will redevelop and rejuvenate the entire area. However, very similar to Media Circle Parcel A, which is Hudson Place, just got to be a bit more mindful that while there is massive transformation undergoing, got first mover advantage, all this transformation is not going to happen in the short term. So holding period got to be a bit longer. So next, further down southwards is Holland Link GLS. This is near the Holland Green GCB Enclave, estimated to have around 230 units by Sim Lian, expected to launch at an average of 3,100 PSF as well. Also within 1 kilometer of Methodist Girls' School. And this will be a low density area with close proximity to nature and surrounded by the landed and GCB enclave, which gives you the exclusive feel. Of course, exclusivity meaning transport and amenities wise, not the most convenient lah. Everything got pros and cons one lah, depending on how you look at it. It is also beside a columbarium, so something for you to take note. It's just something funny. Last time I ever heard one agent mention, as long as you buy near columbarium,
confirm good one.
like that also can. Demand will probably be a bit more niche over here, and I can imagine those rich families who are really staying in the landed nearby. The parents would want to buy a house for their kids so they can all stay near one another. Currently, this area is just a very huge forest, but if you look at the URA master plan, the residential sites have already been carved out. The site is just one of the 8 land parcels that will be sold in the Holland Plain neighborhood. You get to have some form of first mover advantage over here, and the future King Albert Park station on the Cross Island line will just be about 10 minutes walk from this site, which will really enhance the connectivity element down the road. In addition, the developer is Sim Lian, my favorite developer when it comes to layout efficiency and design. Just check out the floor plan for Emerald Katong and you'll understand why. And with that, we have finally come to the end of my review of all the new launches in 2026, all 3 parts. 2026 is going to be interesting because we start seeing a very wide contrast in terms of pricing, location attributes, and target buyers. Some of these launches will sell themselves, others will only work if the entry price is right. Essentially, don't neglect other developments just because the attributes are not as good, because another equally important factor is the entry price. Because some of these developments, developer might price it so attractively that it can actually compensate for some of its so-called flaws. And I say so-called flaws because buying pattern is never homogeneous. You wanting MRT amenities within 1 kilometer to good school doesn't mean everyone else wants the same exact thing. So don't ignore this under the radar development just because they don't actually check some box. They might end up being better investment down the road if the price is right. Sometimes being contrarian can actually work in your favor. And of course, if you are interested to receive a PDF of my analysis of all the new launches in 2026, fill up the Google form link in the description box below or just contact me via WhatsApp and I'll be happy to send it over to you. And if you are someone who likes data, want a systemic approach to property investing, and doesn't want to blindly follow the crowd, do reach out and we can definitely work something together. And if this 3-part series helped you, do like the video and subscribe to the channel. It really helps me to continue to produce content like this. Thanks for watching all the way till the end. I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.